Welcome to the current affair discussion. The first topic is about India-Maldives relation because it is deteriorating in the recent time. So that's why it is a big topic for discussion because Maldives-India relation very cordial since the independence of both the countries. But in the recent few dates, this relationship is deteriorating. And there are reasons behind this why this relationship is deteriorating. So India has recently hosted the new Maldivian Foreign Minister Moussa Jamreem's amid domestic election. This highlights the strategic importance of Maldives in Indian Ocean region and India's commitment to maintaining bilateral ties because when the election is going on for the country and the entire ministry is busy in the election process, the ministers, including the prime minister, some hectic visit around the country. Still, so we give time to host the Maldivian foreign minister because you give this importance to relations with Maldives. Issue in India-Maldives relation, China's influence in Maldives. President Mohammad Moiju's strong allegiance to China has strained relations between India and Maldives. This is further aggravated by Moiju's demand for India to replace its military personnel stationed in Maldives. So, Indian military personnel stationed in Maldives on Maldives' request to maintain its internal security because the patrolling vessel etc. are contributed by India. That's why. So the Indian military base is present there, but okay. So the political leaders in island states often play India and China against each other for leverage. Maldives has not renewed a hydrography agreement with India. However, it has signed a defense pact with China that includes training the Maldivian National Defense Forces and supply of non-lethal defense equipment to Maldives. Sovereignty agenda, Maiju has attained power by promoting an India out agenda, highlighting concerns regarding sovereignty of the country, and he labeled that India is putting unnecessary pressure and influencing unnecessarily the internal affairs of Maldives, and that led him to his rise. Okay, sovereignty agenda, and he came to power. Steps taken by India to address these issues: Sagar policy, India's security and growth for all in the region. Policy is designed to caution Indian Ocean region nations about the risk of Chinese debt trap. For example, the largest bilateral debt of the nation is with China, totaling 7 billion, whereas its debt to India stands at only 1 billion. So this is what Maldives should realize, that it is being pushed to a debt trap by China, but it will realize too late, by which it will be too late for recovering, as happened in other countries where China has invested and put its mind, putting them in trouble. Okay, Then, bolstering naval presence, India has increased naval deployment, joint patrols, and surveillance in exclusive economic zone of countries like the Maldives and Seychelles. Upgradation of infrastructure, India has commissioned INS Jatayu, naval base in Lakshadweep, and upgraded facility in Mauritius, that Agalia Island, because to counter the issue with Maldives. Okay, so Lakshadweep and Mauritius are right now in focus area of Indian defense, because to counter the negative vibes in Maldives. So we should go forward in doing this. Fine. So, impact of the next topic is impact of AI on drug development process. The article discusses on how AI can speed up drug development. AI helps identify target protein and predict drug interaction. Advanced AI tools like the AlphaFold 3 improves accuracy. However, AI has limitations and requires significant computing infrastructure, which India currently lacks. How does drug development start? Drug development start with identifying and validating a target, usually protein. Computer analyze target protein sequence to find the best fitting drug from millions of small molecules. This process saves time and money by avoiding laboratory experiments. Once a target protein and suitable drug are identified, the preclinical phase tests the drug safety and toxicity on cell and animals. The clinical phase then tests the drug on human patients for efficacy and safety. Finally, the drug undergoes regulatory approval, marketing, and post-market survey. Due to a high failure rate, the discovery phase limits the number of drugs that progress to the preclinical and clinical phase. So how can AI help the drug development process? AI can speed up target discovery by cutting down time and increasing prediction accuracy. Tool like AlphaFold and Roche TTF Fold use deep neutral network to predict three-dimensional protein structures. AlphaFold 3 and Roche TTF Fold, all atom can predict interactions for protein, DNA, RNA, smaller molecules, and icons. Okay, so these AI tools save money and avoid time-consuming lab experiment for a long period. Drawbacks: AI tool can provide up to 80% accuracy in predicting interaction, which drops significantly for protein RNA interaction. AI tools only aid in target discovery and drug-treated interaction phases, not in preclinical or clinical development phase. Diffusion-based architecture in AI models can cause hallucination, leading to incorrect predictions due to insufficient training data. The code for AlphaFold 3 is not publicly available, limiting independent verification and border issue. AI-derived molecules might not succeed in later drug development phase despite initial promising predictions. What about India? India needs large-scale computing infrastructure with fast GPUs for developing AI tools in drug development. GPU chips are expensive and quickly become outdated. India lacks skilled AI scientists compared to US and China, because the AI scientist number in India is comparatively less compared to. So Indian growing pharmaceutical industry can lead in applying AI tools for target discovery and drug testing. Investment in computing infrastructure and training AI scientists is essential for this for progress of this particular section. Then next topic is key provisions of the India Digital Competition Bill 2024. The article discusses India's proposed Digital Competition Bill 2024. The bill aims to prevent big tech companies like the Google, Facebook, and Amazon from engaging in anti-competitive practices similar to EU's Digital Market Act. Key provisions of India's Digital Competition Bill 2024 proposes a preventive ex ante approach instead of a current post-incident ex post regulation, aims to foresee and prevent potential anti-competitive practice before they occur. Significant entities, the bill proposes that for certain core digital services like research engine and social media sites, the Competition Commission of India will designate systematically significant digital enterprises on various quantitative and qualitative parameters. Criteria include in last 3 financial year turnover over 4,000 crore in India, global turnover of 30 billion, gross mercantile value each India over 16,000 crore, and global market capitalization of over $75 billion. The SSDC must have at least 1 crore end users and 10,000 business users. Fine, that is what the okay. The SSDs cannot engage in self-preferencing, anti-steering, and restricting third-party applications. Violation can result in fines up to 10% of the global turnover. Then associate digital enterprises and entities benefiting from data shared by a major tech group will be designated as the ADE or associate digital enterprise. ADE will have the same obligations as the SSDs. Criticism against the draft bill: a big tech company argued that the strict regulations could shift focus from innovation to compliance. For example, the EU's Digital Market Act has increased the time to find things via Google search by 4,000 times or 4,000 percentage. Broad definition: companies are concerned about the broad criteria for designating significant platforms. Unlike the EU's DMA, India's draft law leaves the decision to the discretion of the Competition Commission of India. So, impact of a smaller business: tech giant claims changes to their platforms and reduced data sharing could negatively affect smaller business relying on their service to reach large audience. Potential arbitrary decision: the discretion given to the Competition Commission of India could lead to arbitrary decision making impacting startup and similar business. Why is there a need for digital competition bill? Big tech companies have a history of anti-competitive behavior. For instance, Google was fined rupees 1.337 crore for its conduct in the Android ecosystem. The dominance of a few companies creates high barrier for new entrants. This limits innovation to within big tech firms. The bill aims to lower these barriers and foster competition. This can lead to more innovation outside the big tech companies. A smaller business struggles to compete with the market dominance of big tech. The bill aims to create a more level playing field. Elimination of mercury pollution. Recently, government of the next topic. Recently, government of Albania, Burkina Faso, India, Montenegro, and Uganda have united. Okay, they have united to combat chemical pollution, launching a $134 million project to eliminate the use of mercury in medical devices. The phasing out mercury device in healthcare project led by the UNEP and funded by the Global Environment Facility (GF) stands for Global Environment Facility and executed by WHO aims to develop nationwide strategy to halt the import, export, and manufacturing of mercury-based thermometers and spigo It promotes the adoption of accurate, affordable, and safe mercury-free alternatives and enhance the management of mercury-containing medical waste. Mercury naturally occurs in the Earth's crust. The World Health Organization regards it as among the top 10 chemicals or chemical group posing significant public health risk. Major application: thermometers and barometers. Mercury's high thermal expansion coefficient and visible property make it ideal for traditional thermometers and barometers. Chemical and mining application. Mercury has been employed in a range of chemical and mining processes such as the chlorine production and gold mine. Electronics and electrical components. Mercury weighted switches find application in diverse electrical systems due to mercury's conductivity and low resistance, ensuring dependable electrical connection. Source of mercury pollution. Natural sources. Volcanic eruption emit minor quantity of mercury. The erosion of rock and soil can lead to the release of mercury into aquatic environment. Anthropogenic sources. Arti Artisanal and small scale gold mining. It serves as a significant contributor to mercury pollution, employing mercury in the extraction of gold from ore. Mercury is utilized to form amalgams with gold particles, which are subsequently heated to vaporize the mercury, leaving behind pure gold. Artisanal gold mining activity accounts for 37% of mercury pollution worldwide. The sources of mercury pollution. Industrial activity. Numerous industries including chlorine production, cement manufacturing and waste incineration release mercury into the environment. Approximately 11% of the global anthropogenic mercury emissions are attributed to cement industry. Then coal-fired power plants. Mercury present in the trace amount within coal is released in the atmosphere during the combustion of the coal in the power plant. These emissions can disappear over long distance and accumulate in the environment. Consumer goods. Mercury finds application in selected consumer products including thermometers, fluorescent light bulbs and batteries. Waste management. Inadequate disposal of the e-waste items containing mercury such as fluorescent bulbs and batteries result in mercury seeping into the environment, which is a big threat to the environment. Okay, so then artisanal and small scale gold mining. The term artisanal and small scale gold mining refers to low technology and high labor intensive gold mining activity that employ basic extraction and processing method. Okay, so effect of mercury pollution. Health impact. High level of mercury exposure can harm the brain, kidney and central nervous system, resulting in developmental delays, cognitive impairment and various other health complications. Environmental consequence. Mercury contamination can have okay can have broad environmental impact including reduced biodiversity, changes in species distribution, and disruption in nutrient cycling. Wildlife effect. Mercury contamination poses significant risk to aquatic wildlife with higher level accumulating in larger fish due to food chain. This can lead to reproductive issues, decreased growth, survival rate and other health challenges for wildlife. The Minamata disease. The methyl mercury accumulates in aquatic organisms like fish and is mainly ingested by humans through fish and shellfish consumption. This compound increases the risk of Minamata disease characterized by sensory impairment, tremors and sensory deficits. A Minamata Convention on Mercury. There is an international convention called the Minamata Convention on Mercury. Okay, adopted in Geneva in 2013 and enforced in 2017, it stands as the first global treaty with legal obligations aimed at safeguarding human health and the environment from harmful impact of mercury. Okay, origin named after the Japanese city that witnessed the outbreak of Minamata disease, a neurological condition stemming from severe mercury poisoning during the 1950s. Signatories 140 parties have 122 signatory to it. India ratified it in 2018. Flexibility of continued use of mercury-based products and processing involving mercury compound up to 2025. That's the deadline for India. Then the dengue vaccine TAK-003. WHO pre-qualified the new dengue vaccine TAK-003 developed by Takeda. Okay, Takeda, it's an alive attenuated vaccine containing weakened versions of the four stereotype of the dengue virus. TAC-003 deployed by Japan's Takeda is a live attenuated dengue vaccine pre-qualified by WHO. It is recommended for children aged 6 to 16 in both or border areas. Okay. It is caused by four virus stereotypes. Dengue virus named the DEN1, DEN2, DEN3 and the DEN4 and is transmitted by infected mosquitoes. Symptoms include high fever, headache and muscle pain, potentially fatal. This mosquito primarily spread it with cases mainly in urban area of Asia, Africa and America. Other vaccines in the pre-qualified list target disease like malaria, yellow fever and Japanese encephalitis. In the Kanwar Lake in Bihar, the Kanwar Lake in that Begusarai of Bihar is in critical condition due to encroachment and drying, severely impacting bird habitats. Kanwar Lake, also known as the locally as the Kabat Tal, is Asia's largest freshwater oxbow lake formed by the meandering the Buri Gandak River, a tributary of the Ganga. This rain-fed lake fills up during the monsoon, recognized as a wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention, the only one from Bihar. It was declared a protected area in 1986 and later designated a sanctuary to prevent bad poaching from it. Then the next is India's irradiation technology for onion. Onion is a item which is much in demand, much in use in India. Irradiation helps in improving its shelf life. India is piloting an innovative technology called irradiation to extend the shelf life of onion and reduce post-harvest losses. Irradiation facility are being established in Maharashtra. These facilities are expected to treat around 25,000 tons of onion. The project will operate under public-private partnership supported financially by the Agriculture and Food Processing Ministry, Government of India. Irradiation involves using ionized radiation such as gamma ray to treat food items. This process is applied to onion to prevent spotting and microbial growth. Objective: the primary goal is to extend the shelf life of onion and reduce post-harvest losses. Advantages of using irradiation: so loss reduction, typically about 25% of onion crop are lost post-harvest. Irradiation aim to reduce. Okay. Increased storage duration. Onion can be stored for up to 7.5 months with irradiation compared to only about 4 months with conventional cold storage method. So double the preservation period. Quality improvement. The use of irradiation results in a recovery rate of nearly 84% of grade A onion, significantly higher than the 56% recovery rate with traditional storage. That means it is scope of preservation and recovery is more. Then regional focus: Maharashtra, which accounts for 33% of the India's onion production, will be a primary beneficiary along with other significant producers like Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, and Gujarat. Supply chain improvement: the technology is set to stabilize the onion supply chain, reduce losses, and aid in government procurement efforts. Then the next is the Humboldt Glacier, the International Cryosphere Climate Initiative So the international it is also known as the Samarkand Glacier, which is one of the major glacier in northern Greenland. It borders the Kane Basin in northwest Greenland. It holds the distinction of being the widest tidewater glacier in the northern hemisphere. The standard size of an area to be considered glacier is approximately 10 hectares. The Humboldt Glacier of Venezuela has diminished as less as 2 hectares in size, promoting a downgrade in its classification from a glacier to an ice field. Okay, so climate impact expert attribute the accelerated melting to rising temperature driven by climate change and the recent El Nino effect of warming, because warming led to melting of these glaciers, phenomena which exacerbate the warmth. Lack of monitoring, political turmoil in Venezuela has hindered consistent scientific monitoring of the glacier. The Venezuela government attempted to slow the melting by installing a thermal blanket over the glacier, but experts consider this measure ineffective. In the global context of future outlook, the International Cryosphere Climate Initiative noted that Venezuela is likely to first modern nation to lose all its glaciers. Other countries at risk of becoming glacier free includes Indonesia, Mexico, and Slovenia. The high mountain region of Asia has also seen significant glacier losses due to record high temperature and dry conditions. Experts warn that glacier melting may be irreversible, stressing the importance of protective measures to preserve remaining glaciers. Because we cannot go on adding glaciers. If the number of glaciers. Okay. The high mountain range of Asia has to be expert on that. Glacier melting may be reversible because it cannot be again. So stressing the importance of protective measure to preserve remaining glaciers. About International Cryosphere Climate Initiative, formation it was established in 2009 following the COP15 COP15 at Paris summit in Copenhagen. The ICCI is a pivotal network aimed at cryosphere preservation. The organization play a critical role in adding urgency to global climate change efforts, particularly concerning carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. They emphasize the swift and profound global implication of cryosphere warming. Okay. So next is the Supreme Court judgment on private property acquisition. Recently, the Supreme Court made a pivotal decision to safeguard private property against arbitrary state acquisition for public purpose. The court ruled that compulsory acquisition without adhering to mandatory procedure, even if followed by compensation, is unconstitutional. Constitutional protection of property. The Supreme Court, in a judgment by Justice P.S. Narasimha and Arvind Kumar, emphasized that the right to private property is protected under Constitution and is also considered a human right. Mandatory procedure for acquisition. The court declared that for a valid acquisition of property, it is not sufficient to just have the power of eminent domain and provide compensation. Proper legal procedure must be established and followed. Article 300A, despite the omission of the right to property as a fundamental right by the 44th Constitutional Amendment, Article 300A was added. It stated that no person shall be deprived of their property except by the authority of law. This involves adhering to due process. Procedural rights. These are the law which act as a machinery for enforcing rights and duties. The Supreme Court outlined 7 procedural rights that need to be respected during property acquisition. Right to notice, the duty of the state to inform the person about the intended acquisition. Right to be heard, the state must listen to objections from the property owner. Right to a region decision, the state must explain its decision regarding the acquisition. Demonstration of public purpose, the acquisition must exclusively serve a public purpose. Right to fair compensation, The property owner is entitled to reasonable compensation. Efficient process. The acquisition process should be conducted efficiently and within set timelines. Conclusion and proceedings. Acquisition is not okay. So then efficient process, acquisition process should be conducted efficiently and within set limits. Conclusion of proceedings, acquisition is not complete without the actual physical possession of the property being taken. Then coming to the answer writing, analyze the main objective and major challenges in achieving a comprehensive global plastic ban treaty. We should discuss India's role in promoting a more sustainable approach. Okay, so the Global Plastic Treaty, an ambitious initiative involving at least 175 United Nations member nations to eliminate the use of plastics, concluded its fourth round of negotiation recently. The push for a global plastics ban treaty marks a crucial step in tackling the pervasive issue of plastic pollution worldwide. This treaty aims to establish a unified global response to reduce the eventually eliminate plastic waste, a significant contributor to environmental degradation. Objective of the Global Plastic Ban Treaty, reduction in plastic production. The treaty aims to establish specific target for reducing global plastic production. For example, the European Union has enacted regulations to cut plastic packaging production by 15% by 2030. Enhancement of waste management practice. The treaty seeks to enhance recycling rate across the globe. As of 2021, only about 9% of the plastic waste generated worldwide is recycled. Promotion of recycling and reusability. The treaty encourages the use of recycled materials in manufacturing. For example, major corporations like the Coca-Cola and the PepsiCo have committed to using at least 50% recycled material in their packaging by 2030. Addressing single-use plastic ban, the treaty focuses on significantly reducing the production and consumption of single-use plastics. Single-use plastics constitute over 40% of the plastic produced each year, with plan to reduce their usage in consumer goods by 25% across participating country by 2025. International cooperation, the treaty promotes collaborative effort to effectively tackle plastic pollution. For example, it supports the establishment of an international fund to assist developing countries in upgrading their waste management infrastructure. So the challenges, diverse stakeholders' interest, negotiating a treaty that align with the varied economic and environmental priorities of multiple countries is challenging. Developed and developing nations have differing capability and needs concerning plastic usage and recycling technology. For example, small island nations prioritize ban on single-use plastics due to their direct impact on marine environment, while industrialized nations may focus on recycling technology and reducing production. Economic dependencies. Many countries have economic heavily reliant on plastic industry, making transition to alternative or reduced plastic use economically it is a challenge. Okay, so many countries have economies heavily reliant on plastic industry, uh, making transition to alternatives to reduce reduce plastic use economically challenging. Major challenges, for example, countries like China and United States, which have substantial plastic manufacturing sectors, face significant economic impact. Okay, so impact when implementing strict production reductions, technical and logistical issues, the diversity in plastic type and the complexity associated with the recycling process pose significant hurdles. Developing universally applicable standards that can accommodate such diversity is a crucial challenge. Bioplastics and traditional petrochemical plastics require different recycling process, which complicates the establishment of universal recycling standards. India's role, India has been actively involved in promoting a more sustainable approach to plastic use and management within the framework of Global Plastics Ban Treaty. The country has undertaken several significant initiatives. India Plastic Pact, India has become the first Asian country to launch a plastic pact aiming to create a circular economy for plastics. This pact brings together key stakeholders from various sectors to commit ambitious target like ensuring all plastic packaging is reusable cycle. Okay, so this pact brings together key stakeholders from various sectors to commit a ambitious target like ensuring all plastic packaging is reusable by recycled by 2030. Ban on single-use plastics. India has implemented a nationwide ban on specific single-use plastic items which are known for their low utility and high littering potential. This move is part of the broader effort to reduce plastic waste and its environmental impact. Extended producer responsibility. The Indian government has also introduced guidelines for extended producer responsibility, which mandates recycling and reuse of plastic packaging by the producer. This initiative is designed to shift the economic burden of recycling from municipal authority to producers and is part of India's larger strategy to enhance waste management efficiency. Public-private partnership for waste management. India has supported various public-private partnerships aimed at improving plastic waste management. These initiatives focus on building a sustainable management framework that integrates the informal sector, which play a crucial role in waste management in India. Because in the waste management domain, the informal sector plays a very prominent role in India. Okay. So the Global Plastic Ban Treaty is a crucial step towards resolving the global plastic pollution crisis. Success hinges on commitment of the participating nations and the implementation of practical, actionable solutions. For instance, building upon India's proactive measures such as the implementation of the Plastic Pact, nations can foster stronger international cooperation, enhance recycling technology, and standard plastic management protocol globally. Okay, standardized plastic management protocol globally. These steps will ensure substantial reduction in plastic waste. Okay, plastic waste. These steps will ensure substantial reduction in plastic waste, protecting ecosystem and promoting sustainable development worldwide. By focusing on this strategy, the treaty can achieve its goal of significantly mitigating plastic pollution on a global scale. Then coming to the MCQ, Minamata Convention is on Mercury. Mercury, it is